You're listening to the Phatcast, live from the studio with Colin Reynolds. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Phatcast. I'm your host, Colin Reynolds, and today my guest is Billie Raffety.
Hey.
How you doing, Billie?
I'm good. I'm really good. It's cold today.
It is. It's not as cold as it was a couple of days ago, though.
See, I wasn't here a couple of days ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the privilege.
I do. I know. Flying high. It's good.
So you're back down just for a short time.
Yeah. Just to see my parents and to catch up with people really and be in nature a bit. Yeah, it's really
soak
good.
in that Tassie ambiance.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, it was only 4 months ago? 5 months ago? You headed up to the big smoke.
Yeah, February. Yeah. I just feel so lucky to be given the opportunity to study there. and the people that I've met is just, I'm just so thankful. Just so much growth is happening. It's great.
Yeah, you mentioned
really
to me earlier it's the VAC you're studying
Yeah,
at.
VCA, yeah.
Oh, VCA.
absolutely.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, see, what the fuck do I know?
It literally doesn't matter. Who cares?
How, they're I'm guessing, they're super well equipped, right? I mean, with
Yeah.
auditoriums and, audio equipment and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, they are. I guess, I don't know, for me, it's less about that. It's more about the people
Oh, sure.
that are there.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just, I just feel very lucky. And just the music is just, there's an abundance.
Yep.
And I suppose down here, the music, whenever you're hearing it, it's wonderful. And it's, it's like quality over quantity, I suppose. And up there, it's just like all the time, everywhere. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
And that's great.
Is this just a bigger population thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
You're bigger. It's, more diverse, maybe.
Just a deeper talent pool.
Yeah, maybe.
Yep.
But hey, he is always home, Yeah.
And, and that's not to besmirch the great artistry of Tasmania,
No, it's, the currents run deep here, and it's just, there's such wealth in art here. Yeah, it's wonderful.
So, you played at the jazz club?
Yeah, the Jazz Lab. Yeah.
The Jazz Lab.
Yeah.
Yes.
Had my first gig there actually on Friday, which is amazing. I actually applied for a job there.
Wow.
And then for some reason fell into like a gig with the owner, who's lovely. His name's Michael. Just started singing there now, which is great. And that's no way I thought that I'd be doing that. So
Well, the way you
that's
phrase
really
that
cool.
is so you there's some understanding you'll probably get a few more gigs there in future.
Yeah, I've got
That's
a
fantastic.
monthly residency there with that band.
That's so good.
It's really cool. Yeah, and my band Petrichor is actually playing there in July, which is so great. It's like, I don't know, there's so many great musicians that play there, so it's really cool to sort of be on the same stage as them.
Now,
Yeah.
I saw Petrichor obviously a couple of
Yeah,
months ago.
you did at Mona. Yeah.
Now, that song that you played, you played that with Petrichor as well?
I didn't. No.
No, so this is just a solo.
Yeah.
Separate to the band.
Yeah, absolutely. So I haven't really named that tune before. I've never really played it sort of at a gig or anything like that. I wrote it I just loved, I was just playing around with that progression and that specific tuning, and it was just haunting, and I sort of recorded it really shoddily on my phone, like in a really echoey space. And then with my friend Anushka Blake, we shot a sort of short film.
I know Anushka.
You do? You know Anushka Blake?
I do, yeah.
What?
And, obviously Dave.
Wait,
who's
no.
an absolute legend.
No, different Anushka maybe.
Her dad, Dave Hughes.
Dave Hughes. I don't know. Wait, really? You know that?
Her partner, Pascal.
No.
Whoa, totally different
Different
Anushka.
Anushka Blake.
How about that?
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Maybe Blake's not a last name, and I've just been living a lie all of these years.
Amazing. Well, hey.
Hello. Shout out to both Anushkas, the one I know and the one I don't.
The one I know I love. She's in Ecuador right now. Crazy.
Ecuador.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so cool.
Absolutely cooking.
So cool. Off track, but I love it. So we shot this thing, and it's like, I'm excited to make more, sort of do more projects like that, smaller scale, sort of just for the art. I suppose my life sort of, creatively, it's sort of bleeding out into a lot of other things, which is, I'm so open to. I live with an artist, and he's incredible.
Like a visual artist?
Yeah. And that's just opened my mind so much, and I'm excited to even collaborate with that. So anyway, I feel like I'm hogging the mic here.
No. You're the guest. You're the guest. If I managed to get the guest onto a tirade of their own, I'll surely be hosted successfully.
Hey, hell yeah.
Now you've caught me waffling on. Now I'm failing. So have you seen, something I've been thinking about the last few days, have you seen this thing? It's an AI. They call it DAL-E.
No.
iterated like Wall-E. You remember the movie?
Yeah, of course.
Dali.
Yeah.
It's an AI inspired by, Salvador Dali. And anyway, what this AI does, so it's memories, if you like. It just essentially uses the internet and looks at all sorts of. So you'll put in a phrase, and it'll essentially Google that phrase and get an understanding of what you're asking for.
And it creates the artwork, right?
That's right.
I have
These
seen
bizarre creations.
Oh, they are. Oh, but it gets you questioning what is art then? If
Absolutely.
Well, my opinion of that, I still think that is but then isn't art as a overarching sort of concept so human?
Sure, but isn't what the computer's doing actually the same thing a human does? They just use their kind of internal library.
Yes, but it's such a hard line because obviously they were created by human.
Yep.
By us.
Certainly.
And they are taking sort of I use the word inspiration loosely, but inspiration from what our world is.
Yep.
So I mean, then the connection is quite strong, but I don't know. It's
fascinating to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
and like
good though.
like the philosophy of consciousness. Right now, you wanted to get deep.
Yeah.
This is one of the things that thousands of years, and dozens of amazing philosophers have grappled with. And I won't say unsuccessfully in that they've made no progress, but we certainly haven't nutted out consciousness. Okay. So there are a lot of different schools of philosophical thought related to consciousness. One of these schools of thought is called functionalism. And functionalism defines consciousness by the functions that it performs. For example, a creature will use its consciousness to and its eyes, part of its brain and all that forms part of what its consciousness is. It will use it to hunt for food.
Yeah, survival.
And that sort of thing. And so we think about a mind in terms of all of the things it does. When we'll say, okay, the mind will answer a question for us. Like we'll ask ourselves a question and answer that question to ourselves. So that's one of the functions of the mind. And if we define consciousness solely by its functions, then an AI is conscious in the same way in that school of thought.
Yeah, in that sense.
We've just got to sort of fulfill those functions.
That's interesting. Yeah, I suppose, I mean, it's such an individual sort of, just because consciousness in itself is really up to experience.
Certainly. I mean, the longer that this, let's say the system, the longer it's been running, it'll have essentially its own experience of accessing records, of allocating memory, of carrying out instructions, whatever those are. Do
you think, just opinion based, do you think that emotion and empathy is a large factor in what consciousness is?
Absolutely. Certainly it's core to the human experience. Let's break it down though. So what is empathy? Empathy is the idea that we can project ourselves into a space where we're imagining somewhere else's mind space is at. We hear, okay, some babysitter had to walk 3 kilometres up a hill to a certain house because she didn't have a bus stop. And then we think, oh, God, 3 kilometre walk up a hill, that sounds terrible.
She must be tired. I
right, because we're imagining ourselves in those shoes, or that might be like to go through for us. So now, if a computer can imagine itself in a hypothetical scenario and compute the way that it might feel if it had to do that, then that's a kind of empathy, isn't it?
But who are we to say what? I don't know. Who are we to say what that is? What if our experience, our emotional experience, is really the end all be all? I don't think. I'm very my opinions are very. I like to sort of experience as I do and go around as I do and sort of just exist with kindness and then those sort of questions, I don't know, I like to relate them to myself, but if you're sort of spreading them out wider, I don't know, I feel like it can get tricky because you can start to sort of dictate.
Well, kind of lots of facets to it, I feel like. So, there's this emotional thing, right? And then we talk about this word can get all sorts of different stigmas kind of attached to it. Feelings. Feelings, right? Because feelings can be thought of as sensations. In that, I feel cold, I feel hungry, I feel all of my blood vessels in my cheeks bursting. These are all feelings, sensations.
Absolutely.
But along with these sensations are thoughts that we have, like neural processes that are, we, for example, like cold is an easy one. We feel cold, we observe like goosebumps, and our mind's saying, oh yeah, no, this is definitely cold, we know what this is. So there's this seemingly non-physical or non-physical based component to the physical sensation as well. Now, I'm not advocating dualism in the sense that our mind, what we think of as mental processes, are physical processes in, this synapse fires and, this chemical gets processed to here and then this electron moves and, it's very much like physical thing going on.
Yeah.
Right, so it's difficult to disambiguate stuff that we've just got an abstract concept of versus the things that we can directly feel.
Absolutely. And it brings it back to the question of, okay, well, obviously this is a very simple sort of idea, but is it the body running the mind or the mind running the body?
Or are they separate in the
Are they
first place?
separate?
See, I would argue that they're not separate in that the mind, the processes the mind does, are biological processes.
I would argue, I don't know.
Oh, no.
I could, of course. But I think I really enjoy not knowing answers.
Absolutely.
And I feel like the
truth is in not knowing.
Exactly. And as I age and as I grow, I'm slowly getting closer to questions, I feel, and slowly coming closer to grasping sort of ideas and curiosity rather than a definite sort of yes or no or a definite anything.
Oh no, sure.
Which is great.
We see as our knowledge grows, so too does the scope of our ignorance. Because now as we start to learn more and more, we start to learn all of these things that we've got no idea about.
Yeah.
Then you will hear it and be like, oh my God, I didn't know that was a thing. And then all of a sudden, not knowing something is part of what knowledge is. And recognising that, not only can't we know everything, but there's no need to.
Yes.
And searching for meaning in life is really not much different in the sense that you can fight and struggle, or you just accept that you're part of the whole thing. Whatever this whole grand experiment is, you're a part of it. That can't be separated. So why worry about, does my life mean something or not? Well, it's the same as everybody else's. And
yeah, there's a good lyric from a Renegade Soul song. I'm going to butcher it, but it's like, worrying will do you just as good as solving an algebra equation chewing gum, and I thought that was that's quite interesting. It's a great tune. It's called Wear Sunscreen. It's great.
Sure.
Yeah, Renegade Soul.
Wear Sunscreen.
Good tune.
The Sunscreen song.
Maybe. It's like spoken word.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Oh,
yeah.
It is. Did you the parody?
No.
There's a parody of the song.
Oh God.
Called Not the Sunscreen Song by John Safran.
Okay.
And John Safran. Did you ever see the John Safran Music Jamboree?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Well, he was...
You're opening my horizons right now.
He was like right here in what we're in terms of like indie music culture. He was in this space 15 years ago. And he's a successful author, journalist, television host of many different things. He had this one show called John Safran versus God. And every week he kind of tackled a different religion. And he would go to like the place they're practicing said religion, do all of their religious practices with them and all this sort of thing. And I won't do it justice to describe much more than that. But yeah, so that was a fascinating series of his. He's a stand-up comedian and does comedy tours. Yeah, John Safran is a Aussie legend.
Yeah. I'll type his name into the search platform that I use and have a listen.
Indeed.
It's going to be good. Hell yeah. Well, wow, I was going to say something and it's come back. I was going to share something with you actually. Brilliant. With back onto sort of this, onto the topic of questions and ideas. I was like to sort of put the theme down of music and the creative part of humanity and of yourself and of myself. It like sort of leading into that. The other day, or a few weeks ago, I was at a gig in Northcote, and great jazz gig, great players. I believe it was Julian Wilson Trio or something like that.
Yeah.
And I really felt as if I was listening on a new level, and I was dead sober, but I felt like this might sound completely loopy, but hey, open mind, people, open mind. I was quite literally like transported to this place of just colour and it was just beautiful, and I felt like, okay, well, you've just leveled up, like you just understand more now, and it's such a wording it and then speaking it and putting it into the world, it makes it sound so small and insignificant.
No, not at all.
But that's because it is, I mean, it is, but for me, for this little person in Glenorchy right now, it was a big deal.
Yep.
And it makes me smile just thinking of just how lucky we are to sort of be around this and feel loved when we do, and be able to smile and feel our privilege, living in, at least how I feel, living in such an incredible, like,
living in Australia.
Yeah,
being in Tasmania,
especially in this time.
Oh yeah,
where
absolutely.
Where there is so much bullshit going on, so many people hurting, dying. It was just a very, very nice moment of, wow, I'm so lucky. So lucky.
It's important to have those moments.
Yeah.
And to reflect and to embrace gratitude and to cultivate gratitude. And sometimes even for things that we particularly didn't enjoy, to still cultivate gratitude for the experiences we get from them anyway.
It's balance with everything. My tutor at school, Sunny Kim, she's incredible. But she speaks of balance a lot, and of the light and the dark, and without dark. That of course it's a cliche, but for a reason there is no light.
Right.
And
we need contrast to see things.
Exactly. And I just think, See, now I'm going down this. I'm so incoherent when I do this, but I'm learning slowly how to be able to share. I'm not a very succinct talker yet.
Oh.
Hey, but that's okay. One day
You're
it'll
doing just
come out.
fine. You're doing just fine. But next
Thank
time I'll
you.
insist on the shisha after the podcast. Of course, I'm kidding.
Yeah, come on. I need another hit right now. Come on, let's go.
Fourth 19.
You should do that. You should do a special episode.
Well,
Not kid friendly.
not kid friendly. I tried to keep it mostly as kid friendly as possible.
Yeah, nice.
Um,
Got some little people wanting wanting to listen.
It's not that. I think the thing is, I don't want us to get flagged as adult on YouTube. Only because it won't show up in searches and all that sort of stuff.
Shadow banned. Yeah, okay.
And then we wouldn't be able to bring all this great music to the actual people.
That's true. That's you.
This is probably all the time we've got for today.
I feel so privileged. Back to that theme to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for
coming.
Thank you
so much. Great. Hell yeah. Woo.
Billie Raffety.
My little dance. That's me.
And you can catch Billie Raffety on all of the internet places if you search for Petrichor. Or Billie Raffety.
Yeah, Billie Raffety, whatever. Just do your thing. Yeah.
You'll see me next week. Thank you. Goodbye.